question. If you could eliminate one of your weakness, what would it be and why? Yes, it's a very general phenomena. Everyone is having some strengths and weaknesses, and it's your duty to find out what is that weakness and how you can eliminate it. Because if you cannot eliminate, you cannot work on your weakness, there is nothing is going to change. So you need to find out your weakness and you need to make sure you can overcome with that as soon as possible. Because if you cannot do that, you are not able to grow whatever field you want. So find your weakness and make sure that you can eliminate as soon as possible. Today I would like to share a story of a general, we can say clever general. So in China this story is quite popular. So I got this story from there. So thousands of years ago there was a famous general with a reputation of being astute and cunning leader. One day, at the end of a long campaign, this general decided to stop a stronghold with a small battalion of soldiers, sending his main fighting force ahead to rest elsewhere. Meanwhile, one of his enemies catches wind of this and decides to march his army of hundreds of thousands of soldiers on a general's all but defenseless position. This is very common when your enemy found कि yes, you decided to rest, they take the advantage. So in the middle of the night, generals awoken by one of his men who breaks the news. Then enemy close, they will be there before they break, and the tiny band of soldiers in the stronghold will no match for their numbers. Hearing this, the general stops and pauses. Very important. He stops and pauses. So, understanding his predicament, he instructs his men to stand out, open the gate, and take down the banner from the wall and hide. The general then removes his armors, dons a cloak, and sits on a battlements playing a mandolin as he looks out the approaching army. The enemy leader soon arrives. He recognizes the general immediately and orders his force to halt. Then he stops to think he knows this general better than anyone, including his reputation for wily deeds and setting deadly traps. He waits some more. The presence of this infamous general sitting there with such nonchalance makes him question himself. Was the information he received false? Is the general luring him into a trap? Or is it a double bluff? So, is this a ploy to make him question himself? And the general is, in fact, as defenseless as he seems. So he waits some more and then he orders his force to retreat. You must be thinking, what is the moral of the story? Why I am sharing this with you? The moral of the story is very simple. First, your reputation is crucial and can deliver all sorts of positive outcomes. Then, second, there is often a clever, more strategic way to achieve your goals. Never assume it takes sweat, blood, and tears. Look for a method of attending the same results with less efforts. I know it's a little bit long story but very interesting, and I really want, if you are not able to understand, listen this story again and again. With this, today I am going to share you the sales technique called consider the decision making barrier. Most important, sell your vision of a more positive future. In this world, you are going to get positive, negative everywhere. Whenever you interact with the people, you will find two kind of group. The first group, very easy to sell anything, but in the another second group, it's impossible to sell them anything. In the sales world, you are going to get these two groups, and you need to make sure you only spend your time, energy, efforts, your all the resources to the group 1 people. If you found group 2 people are just a negative, they are really not your target buyer, there is no point to waste your energy with them. You can solve their objections, you can clarify all their concerns, but don't think 100 out of 100 buyers you are going to get. Always the ratio is varying between 1 to 30%. If you are a very good closer, might be you are going to close 30 persons out of sell out of 100. So make sure you sell your vision and selling the group of people who are more interested with your product and you are adding value in their life. So this is all for today. Hope you got some value from this morning session, and if you found it's useful, I request you to share this with your friends and family. And most important thing I would like to remind, I am attaching my social media link here. Feel free to connect with me in the social media accounts. And thank you so much for your continuous support and great appreciations. Bye bye. Have a good day.